Now, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself. Do you like reading?
Yes, absolutely. I enjoy reading, especially reading novels, because it helps me improve my cognitive ability and immerse myself in the fantasy world of my imagination. Finally, reading allowed me to also broaden my understanding of the world.
Do you prefer scanning or detailed reading?
I prefer scanning because this technique allows me to read fast and absorb new information in a quick way. Apart from that, I do not deny the benefits of reading in detail because, after all, it is great for reading in depth. But anyway, in this day and age, I need to acquire new information quickly, so I prefer scanning over reading in details.
When do you need to read carefully and when not?
I prefer to read carefully when it comes to reading instructions because I want to make sure that I understand what to do and what to avoid so that I can successfully achieve the tasks. Apart from that, I also read carefully when it comes to deep read. This is very important as it allows me to take my time to understand the specialized knowledge and skills.
Do you prefer to read on paper or on a screen?
I prefer to read on paper because I can touch the page, turn the page, and note down my favorite quotes in the books. Apart from that, reading on paper allows my eyes to relax and it will not cause me eye strain as quickly as reading on screen.
Are there any rules for students at your school?
Yeah, there are some rules in my school that students need to pay attention to. The first rule is wearing uniform. This rule is to reinforce the equality among the students in the schools. Apart from that, it is the rules of doing homework. Each student needs to fulfill the duty of doing their homework that the teacher assigned them.
Do you prefer to have more or fewer rules at school?
I prefer to have more rules at school because they allowed us to become more focused and serious in our study. Apart from that, the rules help us regulate our clumsy routine and helps us become a better version of ourselves.
Do you think students would benefit more from more rules?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that students will benefit more from more rules because they allow the student to develop their sense of discipline. Apart from that, student can stay focused thanks to the rules, as the rules will terminate all of the distractions and annoyance and inconveniences that may happen in the class.
Have you ever had a really strict teacher?
Yes, absolutely. I used to have a really strict teacher. She was my math teacher. She was really serious about doing homework and submitting assignments on time. I struggled a lot in her subject, but after learning with her, I become a more excellent person thanks to her education and teaching skills. Methods. Nói nhầm.
Now, I am going to give you a topic and you will talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Remember to take notes.
Let me take a moment to describe a child who loves drawing. Her name is Emily. She's my primary student. I teach her online through Zoom. She is a really lovely student who enjoy drawing. Even though I teach her English, she sometimes take out her pens and paper to draw her favorite characters and show me her drawings. Every time that she draw and show me her pictures, she always beams a really large smile on her face as she feels a sense of pride. Apart from that, she is really talented at drawing because there are occasions in which she enters drawing competitions and have won several prizes. I think that I'm really lucky to have a student like her because she's not only adorable but also a lovely student who can draw beautifully.
Earlier, we talked about describe a child who loves drawing painting. Now, I will ask you some more questions related to this topic.
So the first difference between reading a book and visiting a museum is the experience. Reading a book cannot bring hands-on experience to readers, but visiting a museum can, as visitors can touch the artifacts and objects inside the museum. Apart from that, another difference is the amount of knowledge. The museum often contain a vast knowledge of a vast amount of knowledge compared to reading a book. However, when it comes to reading a lot of book at a time, it may outweigh the experience of visiting a museum.
How do artworks inspire people?
I believe that artworks can inspire people to become a better individuals because some artworks are really emotional. They can resonates with viewers, and make them take action to become a better version of themselves. Apart from that, some piece of art can help other students to replicate the style and therefore learn how to become a great artist, just like the predecessor. Were they? I don't think that galleries and museums should be free of charge because they need money to sustain the service. Apart from that, the money from tickets will be used to maintain the artifacts and objects inside the galleries and the museums, which cannot be replaced by the government's fundings.
Why do some people visit galleries or museums instead of viewing artworks online?
I think that visiting the galleries or museums still bring about a more real and hands-on experience to visitors, which is more valuable than viewing the artworks online. Watching the artworks through videos and pictures is so sufficient that makes people unable to resonate with the paintings or the artworks. As a result, people want to visit the galleries where there are themes and topics and decorations that makes the experience more inspiring to the visitors.
How do you think hands-on experiences affect learning? Why do some people visit galleries or museums instead of viewing artworks online?
Biết nghe cứ dừng là độ chơi xảy sáu. I believe that visiting galleries or museums brings about a real and hands-on experience to visitors, which is more valuable than viewing the artworks online. Watching the artworks through videos and pictures is so insufficient, and it makes people unable to resonate with the paintings and the artworks. I believe that visiting galleries or museums brings about a
That's a great point. How do you think the atmosphere of a gallery or museum enhances the experience of viewing art? Why do some people visit galleries or museums instead of viewing artworks online? That's a great point. How do you think the atmosphere of a gallery or museum enhances the experience of viewing art?
I think that the atmosphere of the museum or the galleries can enhance the experience of using art significantly by making the experience more engaging and interesting.
That's a thoughtful observation. You could say, the atmosphere of galleries and museums makes art more engaging and interesting. What specific elements of the atmosphere do you think are most impactful?
I think the specific elements of the atmosphere that are impactful are lighting, space, and sound.
That's a good list. You could say, lighting, space, and sound create a unique atmosphere that enhances the art experience. How do you think each element affects visitors' feelings?
Well, the lighting affects space perception and sound ambience can lead to better experience.
That's a solid point. You could say, lighting affects how we see space, and sound creates a mood that improves the experience. How do you think these elements change the way people feel about the art?
Some people visit galleries or museum instead of viewing artworks online because of the experience. Light, sound, and space can create a unique experience for visitors to feel engaged and interested. Apart from that, the light affects how we feel about the artwork. The sound ambience makes it resonates with the artworks, and this large space is essential.
That's a great explanation. How do you think the atmosphere of a gallery or museum enhances the emotional connection to the artwork?
People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing artworks online because of the direct experience. The light, sound, and space create a unique experience for visitors to feel engaged and interested. People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing artworks online because of People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing artworks online because of the direct experience. The light, sound, and space create a unique experience for your visitors to feel engaged and interested. People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing artworks online because of the direct experience. The light, sound, and space create a unique experience for the visitors to feel engaged and interested. Apart from that, people tend to feel a sense of community and togetherness when they are present with other viewers inside the galleries and the museums. People visit galleries and museums instead of viewing artworks online because of the direct experience. The light, sound, and space create a unique experience for the visitors to feel engaged and interested. Apart from that, people tend to feel a sense of community and togetherness when they are present with other viewers inside the galleries and the museums. I don't think that galleries and museums should be free of charge because they need money to sustain the service. Apart from that, the ticket money will also be used to maintain the artifacts and buildings of the galleries and museums. I don't think that galleries and museums should be free of charge because they need money to sustain the service.
That's a clear point. How do you think ticket prices affect the number of visitors to galleries and museums?
Well, the ticket prices can affect the number of visitors to galleries and museums in terms of visitor numbers. Cái gì vậy? Ticket price sẽ ảnh hưởng đến số người như nào? Funding for maintenance, affordable prices, visitor numbers. That's a clear point. How do you think ticket price affects the number of visitors to the galleries? Okay, so I believe that affordable prices can increase the number of visitors, which is essential to provide funding for maintenance.
That's a great insight. You could say, affordable prices can attract more visitors, helping fund maintenance. How do you think galleries can balance ticket prices and visitor access?
You could say affordable prices can attract more visitors, helping fund maintenance. Affordable prices can attract more visitors, helping fund maintenance. Discounts for students, free days membership. Discounts for students, free days memberships. Discounts can balance. Galleries can balance ticket price and visitor access. How do you think can balance business. Okay. So I believe that the galleries can create discounts for students and even open free days to tourists so as to attract more visitors. Apart from that, they can also create membership programs to attract tourists.
That's a thoughtful suggestion. How do you think these discounts and free days could impact the overall experience for visitors?
So the discounts and free days can increase more visitors to the galleries and museums, which is essential for them to enhance their learning and increase community engagement.
That's a solid point. You could say, discounts and free days can boost visitor numbers, enhancing learning and community involvement. How do you think increased visitors affect the atmosphere in galleries and museums?
Well, the atmosphere, increased visitors can definitely create lively atmosphere and more interactions among the visitors and helps them develop diverse perspectives.
That's a great observation. You could
Encouraging
say, more visitors
diverse
create a
perspectives.
lively atmosphere, encouraging interactions and diverse perspectives. How do you think galleries can encourage more interactions among visitors?
Encourage more interactions among visitors. Okay. Galleries can install interactive exhibits so as to engage group activities and guided tours. Galleries can install interactive exhibits, creating group activities and guided tours. Encouraging.
That's a creative idea. You could say, galleries can add interactive exhibits and group activities to encourage visitor engagement. What types of interactive exhibits do you think would be most appealing?
Galleries and museums should be free of no. Galleries and museums should not be free of charge because they need the money to sustain their buildings and artifacts maintenance. Apart from that, they can increase. Nhầm. Galleries and museums should not be free of charge because they need the money to pay for maintenance and survival. Apart from that, they may make use of discounts and free dates to enhance the visitors' numbers. They can even set reasonable price to attract more visitors, encouraging learning and community involvement. Galleries and museums should not be free of charge because they need the money to pay for maintenance and survival. Galleries and museums should not be free of charge because they need the money to pay for their survival and maintenance. Apart from that, they may make use of discounts and apply 3 days to enhance the visitors' numbers. They can even set reasonable prices to attract more visitors, encouraging learning and community involvement. Galleries and museums should not be free of charge because they need the money to pay for their survival and maintenance. Apart from that, they